Alert.
Oh, hello everybody. Hey, Lord, didn't expect that. Welcome back to some Fallout 4. As you can see, haven't moved. Got attacked by a stingwing apparently, which I was not expecting. I knew there wasn't an enemy, since, you know, it wouldn't allow me to fast travel. But whatever, we'll just run there. It's not that far away. Anyway, like I said last time, we're going to head over to Somerville Place. Somerville Place or Somerville Palace? Place, okay. And pick up their quest. Well, I guess we already have the quest, but see what help they need. It's a weird little, a rather large area to be unmarked.
There is a lot more of this up here than I was led to. I believe we are supposed to file a police report, yes? Radiation has reshaped this bear into something fascinating.
Analysis green. Neutralization operation complete. Hostile detected. Non-combatant safety can no longer be guaranteed.
I don't know if that hit. Curie went for it though.
This place is so violent.
Wow, look at that set of ribs. Damn, really blew out the rib cage. Alright. There's still another one? No? Alright. But anyway, recording this not very long after the last part. Just went and got some lunch and refreshed my drink. Having some, what is this one? Peach, ginger, and dandelion, I think, tea. Right? I think so. It's alright. It's pretty good. I like it. I have another one though. It's apple, cinnamon, and turmeric or something. And it tastes and smells pretty much exactly like an apple crumb. No, that's not what that is. That what it's called? Hey Curie, you were back there. What exactly happened to our robot? I'm not really upset that he blew up because I don't care, but what exactly caused him to blow up? It must have just overheated. They do tend to do that. Oh. Yeah, didn't have very big lunch though. Had they were just like great value, which is like Walmart brand pizza bagels, mini pizza bagels, because they were like a new thing that we got in. So I was like, yeah, I'll try those. It is alright. Just like most things that tell you to put stuff in the microwave, though, it lies. It comes in a tray. Just take the tray out, put it on top of the box, put the box in your microwave, cook for 2.5 minutes, take it out, done. Right? Let stand for 1 minute so you don't burn your mouth, and you're good to go. Yeah. They had 9 bagels, so you can imagine how they were laid out on the tray. The middle one, ice cold.
You're with the Minutemen, right?
Oh, this guy's kids.
The Minutemen are always happy to help. What did you need?
A pack of feral ghouls have holed up nearby, and some of them have started wandering out lately. If more of them start wandering out this way, we may be overrun. We need someone to clear them out.
Are ghouls a common problem?
We're usually fine to deal with 1 or 2, but more than that, well...
I already cleared that place out.
You did?
Oh.
Well, that's a relief. It's been hard on everyone, having to keep an eye over our shoulder all the time. Fella, you and the Minutemen have our gratitude, and our support.
I wonder what location it was. Anyway, do the kids have a name? Nope, just Settler. And there's the other one. And just Settler. That's weird. Can I even, like...
Hi there.
I saw a death call once. It was far away, but I saw it. Raiders don't scare me.
Yeah, so you can't even do anything with them. Yeah, see, like, I can't even unassign them. Which is good and bad. I mean, the good thing is I have 2 guaranteed settlers here that will never die. The bad news is, obviously, I can't send them anywhere or anything, or reassign them to anything, but whatever. I mean, gardening's fine for kids to do. And look, they even have a nice little swing here. They don't have any defenses, but I'll worry about that afterwards. I guess if you really wanted to play house with a companion, right, you could always move them here then, because I imagine those kids are guaranteed to be there. And they could be like, look, we have kids. I'm not sure. I don't know. I vaguely recall having a location where there were kids before, but I don't really recall this place specifically. Like, I don't remember it. Like, I don't remember the name of it. I mean, it must have been this place, because we have pretty much, if we don't have all of the settlements already, we gotta be getting close. So, I mean, I imagine that this was it. But anyway, it's honestly not the best location considering this hill that it has behind the house, but at the same time, the house seems fairly intact. Like, the roof is missing, but it looks like the ceiling might still be intact. So, I mean, it's better than some of them. I mean, I normally, if I do decide to make like a house, I'll usually use Taffington Boathouse, but that roof requires a lot of repairs. So I mean, the fact that this roof doesn't seem to. I mean, we'll go inside here in a second. See, I wonder if it was the school, because he was talking about ghouls, and I imagine that as soon as you get the quest, that's probably when it chooses where it's going to send you. Like, I imagine if we had already cleared whatever location it was, let's say it was the school, before getting the quest to come here, I imagine they would have sent us somewhere different. But because we had picked the quest up first, and then went to the school, I'm just going to assume it's a school. We have no way of checking, so it's not like it matters. But yeah, I mean, it's, once again, not a horrible location. If you could manipulate the terrain at least a little bit, it would be better, obviously, because it's even like this spot over here that's like, it's real, like, even like the hill, it's not just a hill, like, it's a bumpy hill. Like, it'd be a pain in the ass to build on this place, to build anywhere other than like the front yard. But like I said, if you just wanted to make, oh no, the roof is fucked as well, but if you got up there, that's still not nearly as bad of a patch job as the boathouse is. But yeah, if you did just want to make a nice little, although to be fair, it's only one floor as well, like, yeah, it's not the best, but I mean, I've seen worse. Anyway, I'll throw some defenses up here afterwards, after we're done recording. And for now, that stuff looks like it's in the glowing sea. So let's just head north, I guess, and we'll head over, yeah. Just point north and see what location's there. I mean, got one there, and one there. So that should be Scrap Palace and Cutler Bend, I guess. So this place, Waypoint Echo, I think is a location that must be like the Brotherhood set up, and since we haven't met them yet. The way the Brotherhood works in this game is weird, because like obviously you have Dance in them right at the start. They're always going to be there. You can meet them, talk with them, but like then the Pridwin shows up, and we've seen. Wait, where are we? Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. And like we've seen the Brotherhood patrolling and that, so I mean like we know that they're around. But then there's still certain things. Now, to be fair, it could very well be, because I do believe that if you go through the Brotherhood quest line, they send you into... Oh, and apparently we've traveled with Curie enough to get her perk.
I simply must share. I have news.
You're excited. What is it?
I am elated. Giddy. I begged to become a saint for a reason. For science. To be able to make real progress in studying the medical arts. I have had a breakthrough. Using a new strain of mute fruit, I have discovered a way to greatly improve the restorative properties of stimpaks. I realize this is not earth-shaking, but it means that inspiration does exist.
I know it wasn't easy, but you did it.
I find my head full of notions. Experiments. Many will fail, but maybe I will make more discoveries. And you have given me this capacity. And beyond that, so much more. The world is full of life, possibilities. You are very dear to me, my close friend, and I hope I can return the many favors you have given me.
Oh, there.
You shouldn't be my friend just because you think you owe me.
My feelings do not grow out of obligation. They come from a deeper, more profound place. Here is a sample of my new stimpak. Now I must share it with the world.
Hey, combat medic. I can't believe that. I heard the gunfire in the distance and the explosion, so I was like, oh man, they're fighting over there. I did not expect the fucking bodies to come flinging past. Like, wow. Just like the ragdoll bodies going past them. Once per day, you heal 100 hit points if your health falls below 10%. So this is just like a last gasp type scenario.
You
Well,
should
we'll
wash
grab...
your hands after that. It can be unsanitary to handle the disease.
So I imagine that they're fighting there. I noticed that of the two bodies that went flying by, I think I saw Knight take off, going back to the back into the fray here. But yeah, blowing up Vertibird. They're the Vertibirds seem to be very, like, considering how powerful the Brotherhood is supposed to be.
There were rumors of this.
So yeah, that'll be it for Carrie. So next week, actually that works out well. Because that means that next week we can worry about getting Dance, and then just like that whole week at least can be Brotherhood of Steel stuff. Wait, did I just see a blinking light? Did, but it's like way over there. I'd like to know what happened. I mean, to be fair, I was gonna say I'd like to know what happened to the Brotherhood guy that I saw running back here, but odds are he died. Yeah, there he is right there. Oh, he got suicide bombed. Yeah, that'll do it.
I believe I already have enough data on combat-related maladies.
Do you? Are you sure? See, now I'm not even sure if
Messieurs, enemies have been dispatched.
like, did Kiri actually give us a different stim pack? I don't think so. Yeah, no. So it's kind of weird that she talks about that, but doesn't actually. Now, as you can see, he does have a full set of Brotherhood of Steel T60 armor on here. Now, you might be wondering, why is none of it equipped? Well, that's what happens when you get blown the fuck up by a suicide bomb. It breaks all of your power armor, which is yet another reason why I just don't use power armor in this game. It's just, you know, it takes damage, then you gotta repair it, and even though it's like obviously material, like resources to repair it isn't a problem for me. It's just having to go around with broken armor. or having to make a special trip just to repair it. And as you can see, like one suicide bomber missing, or one suicide bomber or something. Now, granted, if you have, I think the XO1, if you fully upgraded, I think can probably survive a suicide bomber attack. Maybe, I don't know. It's a rough attack to survive, that's for sure. But it's still not going to do well, to say the least. Oh, actually, come to think of it, I was talking about Starfield last part. No, I'm not going to go out on like a bunch of Starfield stuff this time. Haven't played it in between parts. But I'm gonna finish Pikmin 4 later today, and I know I am because I have like 2 things left to do in the game, and I mean I would have finished it last night, except my Switch died. So now I'm gonna finish it today. Now, what the hell gun were you got? Just this recoil compensated? Alright. Just a regular laser rifle. But yeah, I got 2 things left. Pretty good game. Not gonna lie, didn't care for Pikmin 3 all that much. I finished it, but there was still stuff that I could have done. You know, like I got almost 100%, but there was still things I could have done. And and Pikmin 4 though, fucking loved it. Definitely, I'm getting the 100%. I mean, I literally have 2 things left to do. If there's more past that, I don't know what it is, and nothing that I've seen online has said that there's anything else past that. So, yeah, don't like, and I can't even say that it's like super different from 3. I mean, it's Pikmin; it can't really be that different. You got the dog, which was nice, but I mean, that's more or less it, and it's once again not super different. But yeah, I don't know. I think that the fact that like you're collecting just treasure, and you're not like collecting, which I guess you do in the other one too, but like you don't have a limit on how many days it'll take you to do anything. Like they talk about, it's like, oh, we better make sure that our reserves are, or that we have enough food to last. Otherwise, we might need to start rationing it and whatnot. It's not a thing in the game. And even though it was barely a thing in the 3rd game, like I had way more juice than I ever needed. I think just the fact that it was there kind of took away a little bit of it for me. Like, even though that once, like I said, I had way more juice than I could have possibly needed to finish the game, it was still a thing where it's like, I don't really want, like, I don't like having a limit. And I mean, you technically always have a limit in the game. Like, you can only explore until there it is. Explore until night falls, and then you have to leave, right? But I mean, when you can just keep going back no matter what, it doesn't make a difference. Like, for example, when I finished playing yesterday, right, I could have finished it because like I had done the trials that unlock after you do Olimar's campaign, which may sound weird, but if you played the game, you'll know. But I did the trials. Man, that one trial is bullshit. And you can get platinum in those trials. Means nothing, and have 0 interest in going for it.
I would prefer if there was a whole lot less of that.
What's this? Right. And then was looking, because I was trying to figure out what I was missing for a couple of these quests, and it turns out that there's an entire area that I need to finish the game to get to. So there's that, but then on top of that, There was a cave that I for some reason I found it and then I never went into it when I first found it, which I do often. I didn't always immediately go into a cave when I found it, but then I just forgot to,
My primary
forgot to
is
ever
not
go
combat.
into it. Sorry, Carrie. Haha, broke your legs. So yeah, I did that, and like,
Continued hostilities is not advised.
once I did that, I rescued the 2 people out of there. Still have 2 people left to rescue. I know exactly where they are. I just need to finish the game. Like, they're the last things I need to do in the game, which is actually just one challenge. Wow, that Mirelurk really just fucked off. And yeah, that was all I had left. I had plenty of time. Oh, fuck me. To get over to where the get over to where the challenge was and everything. Like, there was nothing in my way or anything. It was just walk over and do challenge, and I would be done. And I left. I just ended the day. Shut up.
Your pulse and vital
But yeah, I just ended the day because I was like, you know what? I want to get everybody else rescued. Because the first time, like, the goal of the game, right, is to rescue Olimar. Like, that's the main goal of the game. That's like the, I don't want to say the halfway point. It's more like the, 3/4 now. Well, you know what? It's a 2/3 point. It's exactly the 2/3 point. You find them in the 4th area. Spoiler alert. It's not a spoiler. You'd have to be dumb not to realize what was happening. And they literally tell you, oh, Olimar's in this area. And they say it often while you're in there. It's like, oh, he has to be there and everything,
That's it.
right? And, yeah, you find him in the 4th area, and there's 6 areas total. Super easy game, as you can imagine. It is obviously more of a kid's game. So, you know, nothing in it is like particularly difficult except for that one challenge. Like, I imagine that, like, I say it's a kid game, and nothing is difficult. I imagine that kids might have a little bit of trouble with the, with, like, if they wanted to get, let's say, platinum rank on everything. I mean, then they might have problems doing that. But you don't need to. If you want to complete all of the missions, you have to. But just to finish the game, damn. But just to finish the game, it isn't required to get platinum.
I may have detected unusual behavior.
Don't know what the hell was with that Mirelurk, man. Oh, I hear a lot of gunfire that isn't mine. Wow, is this the first time we've seen one of these things closed? I didn't even realize they had doors. I mean, obviously they have doors, but I think that might be the first time I've ever seen one of these things closed. But yeah, that's like part of the way through the game. And then it's like, oh, and anyway, once you find him, despite, like, so, for example, they have actually kind of like people that you more or less have to rescue twice. Like, you rescue them, but they're infected with this weird crap that you need to then do a different thing. That's what the night missions are for. Because if you've seen stuff for it, they talk about, oh, you get to play stuff at night with the glow pigment. And yeah, that's like a whole, like, separate kind of game mode type deal. But yeah, so then you cure them in, right? So, like, I had rescued some people, did the thing to save Olimar, and then without curing the person that I just saved, we just left. We left the planet, and then, like, we obviously come back for reasons that I won't go into because I will consider that a spoiler. And then like we came back, and then it cut to us curing them like I had just brought them in or something, and it just felt like such like a, oh, I guess since we came back we'll cure this guy, even though like the whole time or a lot of the time anyway, you're a commander in that. Like whenever you rescue somebody, especially if like they're a part of like a separate group that you don't have anybody else from yet, it talks about how it's their job to rescue everyone and listen to what they have to say. And yet we got all of them are like, good enough, let's leave. And it's like, really? Let's see. Lee, if you're reading this, I missed you on the road and you need to get out of here. I couldn't get that army truck on the bottom unlocked, and swimming around down there drew out the lurks. Between that and the stingwings up at that cabin, I can't hold out here anymore, Brenda. Alright, so there's stingwings at the cabin and there's a military truck on the bottom, eh? That's probably the cabin. Nope, that is with the light on. That's how much I can see. Is this the military truck? Nope, that's a boat. Yeah. I'm not sure it's even worth it. I mean, maybe if it was daytime. Although it's not strictly night.
I'd much rather discuss science.
Carrie, did you shoot one of the does? Or did one of the does kick the other one or something as it went by? Anyway. But yeah, it was just really weird that they just fucked off even though you clearly had... And then they come back and it's like, oh, since we left the atmosphere, we got a message saying that we should rescue everyone on the planet. And it's like, well, no shit. Like, especially since, like, the order that you rescue everybody, I think, except for Olimar, is more or less set.
Resume combat operations. Your actions could result in injury.
Like you'll always, I think you'll always rescue everybody in the same order. I'm not 100% on that, so I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. What do you do? What are you even fighting? Was that a Yogui? Man, Kiri just loves picking fights. For somebody who has enough combat data.
Visual contact broken.
Okay. But yeah, it was just so weird. Alright, so the other location I was going to do in this part is just non-existent, because it's over here, but like I said, I imagine it's a, because I think when we came down to Vault 95, I saw it, or I saw that it wasn't there, and I thought that was weird, but... Okay, so we got the lake, and then we have 2 locations up above the lake. But since we won't be doing those next time, because we're going to go and get Dance and start some Brotherhood shit, I guess we can at least go and do the one, which should be, I think, here. But yeah, since that's how it went down last time, I didn't really want to do the last mission. And then sit through, you know, the end of the game. So nice of them to dump me right on top of a fucking barrel, by the way. And then have to, you know, wait until whatever happens. I don't know if we'll leave the planet right away, since our current mission is rescue everyone. But if that's the case, I mean, like I said, I'm pretty sure I only have one thing left to do. I said 2 things, so 2 things left to do. But I'm not entirely sure that we're going to rescue... Well, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe the second thing I have to do is also a rescue. Or I'll get a rescue out of it as well. A lot of people, though, complain about the dog. Well, not a lot of people. I think it's more or less... I think majority positive, at the very least, with the dog. But I did see some people complain about the dog and how it makes certain things useless. I like it. I like the dog. It, was it necessary? No. Does it take away from the game? No. Does it add to the game? A little bit. Like, it provides just a little bit more variety to your tactics, right? Because now you have this dog that, like, for example, it has this fully upgraded, has the strength of 100 Pikmin. So when you're doing stuff, now this, we've been here before, haven't we? Yeah, this is this. We've already cleared this location. I also think I came in the back way. Yeah, this isn't actually where I wanted to go. I don't know why I came in here. Just got distracted talking about Pikmin. It was like, this must be the location I wanted. That's why I could, or the location that I needed to clear. That's why I could fast travel to it. We're also going to leave the hazmat suit on, considering where we're going. But yeah, I just didn't want to, like, do that mission and then have to sit through all that and then come back, because one of the, people I rescued was one of the infected ones, so it's like, I don't want to do that and then have to do it. And then every time you rescue somebody, you can also go and talk to them back at the base, and then if they're part of a group, you generally have a, generally have to, nope. I looked at something on my computer and I completely spaced on what I was about to say.
Who's there?
Yeah, anyway, I didn't want to leave the planet with the, and then come back and just make it seem like, well, I guess since we're back, we may as well cure.
Combat again.
Yeah, you are. I don't know why I have that health bar on the top of my screen. Excuse me if you don't mind.
Your success are virtually nil.
Wait, do you have a stim pack on you? You sure did. Oh wow, these super beams are a lot weaker than the last ones I fought. Ooh, that one isn't. That one was. There we go. But anyway, I'm actually not really looking forward to the last thing I have to do, because it's a Dentori battle, which would have been fine as a multiplayer mode the way they have it, but the way that it's implemented into the main game, once again, not necessarily anything wrong with it. It just seems to be kind of a crapshoot, so it drops you and another person, or if you're in the campaign, another or an NPC, into an arena. It's a mirrored arena, but it's a shared arena, right? Like, it's basically if they built one arena and then, like, copy pasted, flipped and did a flip, you know. And then it's whoever gets the most points within the time limit, right? And then there's other modifiers where it's like, once you've done a few, you can then they start throwing power-ups at you that'll, like, zap the other person, give you a bunch of Pikmin without having to actually, like, get them. You know, they just kind of pop into place. Stuff like that, right? And then later on, they also added sneak bombs, which is like this really big bomb thing where if you get it to the other person's onion, it'll
Please, let me see and scan as many indigenous life forms as possible. It is
if they, you know, and if you make it to their base with it, then it'll blow up their onion and loot, and like a bunch of their points will pop out into like little weights, so that you can then try and steal it, and obviously they can do the same to you. And then there's like bonus items where it's like if you bring these items back to your base, you get double the points for them and whatnot. and stuff like that. And then there's like a golden one that shows up near the end generally, where you can where you get a bunch of points for doing it. Now, none of that is bad. The only thing, and it's not unfair or anything, like it's not super hard to win in the campaign. It's not. You can lose if you like. Once again, it is a kids game, and I imagine for kids it might be a little bit harder. My only issue with it, though, are the requirements for platinum. So, in order to get platinum in this thing, you you have to win by 100 points. Now, 100 points doesn't sound like a lot. And 100 points, you'll get to 100 points. Probably most, if not all, of the challenges. The issue with it is you have to have 100 more points than the person you're facing off against. Now, that's where the issue comes in. Because as you can imagine, getting 100 more points than the other person is very difficult. And now, once again, you don't need the platinum to finish the game. There's one mission, like after you get, like you get a mission to get gold and all of these things. And then once you've done that, you'll get a mission to get platinum in all of them. Oh, I actually made it to the bottom further or faster than I thought.
Hey,
You need...
But like once you oh, she actually kept. Oh, I just had kept the Voltec lab coat on her. I'll take that back as well.
Something, yes?
What was I saying? Right. But yeah, getting 100 more points in them is freaking hard, and I feel is way too big of an ask. Like it isn't. Once again, it's not super hard. There was even a couple of them where I managed it on my first try, but even then, it seems not entirely random. Like obviously, if you, where the hell did Kiri go? There she is. Oh, there's.
hey.
What do you want? What shall we discuss?
I think it's about time we called it quits.
Must we? Well, visit me soon, yes?
Okay, and obviously we will keep you right here. And now since you're here, I can now assign you to the surgery chair. And there.
At this time, I cannot do that.
There we go. She must not have quite been a part of it, but there we go. She'll work at the surgery now. And then once we get the doctor, which is the level 4 vendor, then we can put them on the clinic, and then our clinic will technically be fully staffed. But yeah, the Dandori battles are... they're not great, just because it's very much like... There was one where I thought I was doing alright, won by like 50 points. Because I couldn't get... I couldn't get more than them. And then there was another time where I was like, man, I can't. Like, I think I might win. And I had beat them by 100 points. Like, they just like, it almost was like they had given up. And I don't know what happened. Like, my best guess is that they got screwed. Actually, if we're going to the Brotherhood of Steel, I should actually see. Well, I obviously don't have any more here, but I should see if I have some in my box to my left here. It almost seemed like they had got screwed over, and that was why I won. It wasn't because I did better; it was because they got screwed. by like the enemies in that. Which, I mean, I'll take the win. Obviously, I'll take the platinum. But it's not really the way you want to win one, right? Like, they have other things that are Dandori challenges, where it's just you have an area, and the goal in them to get platinum is just to collect everything on the map before time runs out. And I think it would have been better if they had just done that. Like, have your areas be separated, and have it so that you're facing off against them into who can clear it better. And like, then that way they could just set you a score, and it's like, this is what you need to get platinum, right? Like, just collect everything, right? But then it would have I guess it wouldn't have been different enough to bother with at that point then, I guess, which is probably why they didn't do it. Because then why even bother having it versus if that's what it's going to be? But like, I don't know. Maybe you could still throw in like the power-ups to screw over the other person or something. But yeah, it just seemed like you don't win because of your skill. You win because something happened to them, And it's just like, eh. But anyway, that'll be it for this part. I'm gonna... Well, I guess I can show you that. I'll get my Brotherhood of Steel armor up here. Up and running. Just so that you can see what the full set of it looks like. I'm still kind of annoyed that that dead guy is still there. Because that dead guy is like that one... He was like that weird settler that I couldn't assign to anything and he wouldn't do anything. But like... Yeah. Equip. And then the Brotherhood of Steel Night Paint. I don't know. Let's just make it a bright one. Anyway, I don't need to worry about this. Repair. Equip. Equip. Yeah, right. Repair, equip. Repair, equip. Repair, equip. There we go. And then that's what the full Brotherhood of Steel set looks like. It's just like a very light blue on it. Like barely even consider it blue. In fact, it doesn't even look blue. Oh, whatever. That's what the faction... Well, although to be fair, maybe you do get a different paint job. Oh, no, because I guess the Voltec one is probably more blue, right? But that'll be it for the next part, or for this part. Next time, we'll head over, pick up Dance, and then check out some Brotherhood of Steel stuff. So thanks, everybody, for watching, and I will see you next week for more.